The greatest high school football rivalries. Next, only on Versus.
It's about one thing and one thing only, and that's about respect. And right now, they don't have any respect for our program. You can see it by the way they were warming up. You can see it by the looks in their faces.
Welcome to meeting number 116 of the Canton McKinley Bulldogs and the Massillon Tigers, the greatest rivalry in all of high school football.
You live for this! This is the best day of the year!
It's all about what's happening on that football field right now.
It's the end of their football world, man. They're going after it.
Griffiths off to the races. He's got one guy to beat Torres. Running like a man possessed.
This is it.
Watch the ball.
Sean, this is it.
Now it's in our hands. We got the chance to go win it now. Let's go.
Let's go out tonight and think about how hard we've worked, the sweat that we've gone through together.
You know the X's and O's. You know how to hit, you know how to play football. But the one intangible is how bad do you want it?
There's something to be said for churning out greatness year after year. It's what the neighboring towns of Canton and Massillon, Ohio have been doing for over a century, ever since they boasted two of football's earliest pro teams. The Massillon Tigers and Canton Bulldogs used to do battle in the shadow of the Ohio Hospital for the Insane. Perfect for a region crazy for football.
The Canton-Massillon rivalry goes all the way back pre-NFL, back to the turn of the century, where there were really two town teams, Canton and Massillon, that competed against one another, and regardless of the rest of the schedule, it was the game between those two teams. In 1920, the National Football League was being organized right here in Canton, Ohio, and early indications were that both Massillon and Canton would join, but it was economics at that point that kept Massillon from joining. The rivalry was resumed on the high school level after the pro team left Canton in 1924.
Once pro football left, the Tigers of Massillon Washington High School and the Bulldogs of Canton McKinley High School became each town's passion and two of the winningest high school football programs ever.
It's just a tremendous rivalry. It's the only high school football game in the country that you can bet on in Las Vegas. So that tells you the importance of it, I think, right there.
Chris Spielman spent a decade as an all-pro linebacker in the NFL, but he appeared on a Wheaties box when he was a Massillon Tiger. That's how big this is.
There's been a lot of famous alumni come out of the Canton-Massillon high school teams over the years, and most notable, I think, is the coach, Paul Brown, the state champion Massillon Tigers coach, and was their winningest coach for many, many, many years. Also, Marion Motley, a Hall of Famer, was a representative of Canton McKinley.
For Paul Brown and Marion Motley, induction into the Pro Football Hall of Fame was a homecoming. It's located in Canton, across the street from Fawcett Stadium, home of the Canton McKinley Bulldogs, and site of Saturday's game. Besides the Hall of Fame, Canton's famous for three things: the Bulldogs, the burial site of President McKinley, and the dislike of all things Massillon.
I read in a newspaper, there was a guy that on his tombstone he actually wrote, "I'd rather be here than in Massillon."
In Massillon, time seems to stand still, and football's the reason why.
Here in Massillon, Ohio, football is more than a sport. It's a cult, a religion, a civic enterprise that knows no season and bounces its merry way 365 days a year. Here is where an organization called the Boosters Club makes sure every male child gets the proper start in life by presenting him with a football before he leaves the hospital.
We see that the baby boys that are born get a little football from the Massillon Football Booster Club. And this tradition has continued since 1954. Paul Brown started this way back when. On behalf of the Massillon Tiger Football Booster Club, I'd like to present you with this football. Every little baby boy that's born in the city of Massillon gets one of these. And hopefully we'll see another Tiger come to life here in the very near future.
In my own experience, the Massillon Hospital was not in our healthcare network. Didn't matter. We had to come to Massillon to make sure that my son Zach was born and got his Massillon football. That little football cost me about an extra $1,800, but was it worth it? It's sitting on my mantle right now.
It's a great tradition, and kids look forward to the day that they become a Massillon Tiger. The greatest time in their life is when they play football for Massillon.
The kids get a football when they're born, so we decided to come up with a Tiger casket and a Tiger urn, and it's gone off very well. Some people may think it's a little bit overboard, but not really. Orange and black is a do-or-die thing in Massillon, that's all.
From the cradle to the grave, every moment in Massillon life is filled with thoughts of football.
I didn't say that's...
Almost.
You guys get together every morning to talk football and stuff there?
Oh, yeah. We talk. Here's a survey on selecting the president.
You're remembered by what you do in the McKinley game.
I had a guy tell me just the other day, so I can tell you the exact play you did in the Canton McKinley Massillon game in 1963. He says, you blocked the punt that went in the end zone, you recovered it. I'd forgot that.
It's like a Michigan-Ohio State game, only at the high school level. It's the biggest thing in the town all year long.
As far as we know, Obie is the only live Tiger mascot in the United States. At the beginning of every football season, we get a little cub and we raise it. It's usually a cub that has been rejected by the mother. The last couple have come from the Philadelphia Zoo. This is Obie 38, so it started 38 years ago in 1970. It was the first live tiger we received. Obie is orange and black. Orange and black is everything, O-B-I-E. And as you've seen, there's been an awful lot of orange and black in this town.
He's mad. There he's learning how to growl and bite.
Tradition in Massillon comes covered with stripes. Tradition at McKinley is shaving a stripe into seniors' heads.
In preparation for this game, showing how far some people will go for this game. The seniors get either the baldy or the mohawk. I'm getting the mohawk.
You got a real bad. Ain't no going back now. You got that hair. It just come off. What if I just left him like that?
For seniors, the hair will grow back, but there will never be another Massillon McKinley game.
It's my last game playing here and last time playing McKinley, and it's over, basically.
It'd be the last time that I play here. It'd be intense, especially because we're playing in Massillon.
It's my last game as a Massillon Tiger, something I've been dreaming about doing for my whole life.
Time may stand still in Canton and Massillon, but one thing always changes. Next year, the names in these programs will belong to somebody else.
Now that I don't have another one, I'm going to remember everything about this game for the rest of my life.
The week of the 116th Massillon McKinley game, the energy spills out from the gridiron and overflows into the city streets.
don't see Janet here. Is maybe she left because we stole all of her companies. I don't know. I don't know, but...
I heard the mayor, and the last annexation was not from the city of Canton.
We are really separated by a township, but we both try to chip away at that because my goal is to make all of Stark County Canton, and his goal is to make it all Massillon.
We're in competition with Canton for industrial growth, business growth. So that competition there, that rivalry is there.
We do have a bet. The losing mayor has to pay $100 to the winning team's booster club.
The first year that he lost, he just hated to write that check out to me. In fact, he didn't. He had his wife write it out to me. I had to wait 6.5 months to get that check.
Hate, real ugly colors. Can I throw up? Like right now?
A perennial state champion contender, McKinley is trying to digest a season gone bad. The Bulldogs began the year with a 60-point win, but were forced to forfeit because they used an academically ineligible player on the final play. The following week, they were shut out by Tulsa Union and have been struggling ever since. Now 3-6, McKinley's disappointing season can be salvaged with a win over Massillon.
Too much dancing. You got a hole, you pick it, and you sprint. You don't dance. Do you know who you're supposed to block?
Yes, sir.
Who is it?
Front side backer.
Front side backer, right? So when you're pulling, you're eyeballing him, right? You weren't looking at him. You were looking out there to see who to block.
Yeah. Senior year, baby. We got to bring one home this year, baby. Let's do it.
We look at it as our championship game, our state title right now, because we know we can't go any further and we want to get the bell back.
The Victory Bell is a trophy awarded to this rivalry's winner. In the history of Ohio high school football, no one has won more games than Massillon. At 5-4, the Tigers started off slow, but now they've hit full throttle. They've won their last 3 games by an average of almost 50 points and seem poised to achieve their top goal.
It doesn't matter if we're 0-9 and they're 0-9, no matter what, this game is the biggest game of the year.
It's the killing week, let's go!
Bring your football. Coaches, go!
We try to practice like a college football team.
How can you do that the 10th week of the season? Hit yourself in the back of the head with a ball. The guy's standing out there. The flag defender's clear in here. What are you doing? You're predetermining where you're throwing the ball. Read what you see.
It's pass under pressure. Anticipate it and get it off.
You do that on Saturday, you're going to put us in a heck of a pickle.
I want to make sure that our players are ready because I know that I'm not only representing our football program, but, 25,000 other people in this community when we go into this football game.
We had a very good week of practice. That was a great intensity out there. There's no question, man. We are going to be ready to play this football game.
McKinley Bulldogs, are you ready?
Hey, all I'm saying is, man, come to the game. Hey, don't come to the game just to watch, cuz, hey, we about to win. So come to the game. We partying Saturday. It's going crack. It's going down.
This is the reason why you came to McKinley for this game. I mean, I love this week. This is like when I'm gonna really miss it. I'm really miss it.
Put your hands together now, because we are going to bring in the Massillon Tigers.
life to play this game. Since you were born, you've been watching it. It's just finally here, and it's finally hit me that it's my turn to play. It's probably be my last time playing.
I can't believe this. You that bell? Heard of bad luck to you.
Don't think they know what's coming. Well, let's go at them, man.
We still never paid him back 2 years ago. We need to do that.
Before a rivalry game, teams will use whatever they can for inspiration.
Co-captain number 44, DeMarlo Rozier.
By welcoming back its 1997 national championship team, McKinley actually provides motivation for Massillon.
10 years ago, this young man and I were in this locker room to play this football game. He was a sophomore at the time. He played a hell of a football game. I've never been more proud of the Tiger team in my life than that afternoon. They played their hearts out. And they threw it in our face today introducing that team. This is Ellery Moore. He wants to talk to you guys.
Seniors, let me see you. Raise your hands, seniors. This is it. Period. You're done. You got 4 quarters. It's over with. No more Massillon football. How you want to be remembered. Y'all struggle. It happens. It's life, fellas. You're going to struggle after this. But today is the day that you can put all that away. You can throw it all away, because this is the only day that matters. I know everybody was ready for me to come in here, get jumping up and down the hype, but I'm so passionate about this. I want to look y'all in your eyes. I want to see your eyes. Believe me, fellas, it's nothing better than this. I don't care where you go from here. I don't care where you play at from here. There's nothing better than today. I promise you that. I promise you there's nothing better than today. Today is the best day of your damn life. Believe it. And make it the worst day of their life. They disrespected you. I felt disrespected. I wanted to go across the field. Do what y'all have to do. Be that team today, fellas. It's that time. It's that
time. Let's keep that bell in our school. Let's go! It stays orange. They ain't built like us, fellas. They ain't built like us. At all. They ain't built like us out west. At all. They ain't built like us, fellas.
Not the same heart or nothing.
They ain't built like
nothing,
us,
fellas.
This is the best day of the year. This is what you grew up for. You put everything you